Hey, did you know that subscribing to me helps boost my ego? No? Well, you do now. So, subscribe, because I'm trying to hit 500 by the end of the year. Please make it happen. Come on, we need to do this. Come on. Hello there. Nice to see you all again. Not much has changed since we've last seen each other. Because it was only a couple of days ago. But anyway, before we get this video started, I have heard that the title is really helpful engines or whatever for the new film. What makes that different to any other day? Like, are they all of a sudden just really helpful engines? No, but the really helpful every day we shall go along the railway. I think that's going to be important to that special, maybe. I think they're going to sing that. Could it be a musical? We need the songs to carry over from All Engines Go. I love the songs in All Engines Go. But anyway, we're not here to talk about really helpful engines, unfortunately. If enough people want to know my verdict, you can ask me to do that. I probably would, knowing me. I probably would regardless. But anyway. So, last time we took a look at Flynn Jr. and we absolutely trashed Flynn Jr. and we mopped the floor with Flynn Jr. I think today we're going to bring out Henry's magic box again, because we still have some trains to look at, don't we? So obviously here we got Charlie's, a refresher. We have Salty. We have Mavis. Whiff. Scruffy Truck. And of course we have our two Thomases, like one of these are kept sealed. Obviously Thomas the Tank Engine has won the lottery in the new series, because why else would he look like this? Anyway, I think today we're going to put a few of these bad boys back. I think today we shall look at Salty, Charlie, and last but not least, Whiff. Now, why have I chosen these guys in particular? Why are you asking? Okay, that was funnier than it had to be. But anyway. So, yeah, we got the presentation, which looks very nice. And we also have some things to compare them to. Now, I don't have a lot of my Thomas the Tank Engine merchandise on me anymore. I do have all of it still. It's just like 90% of it's in my loft. I'll put that to the side. Obviously, I kept all my All Engines Go ones, most of my Taken plays, because all my All Engines Go ones are behind me. I've got like All Engines Go ones on top of like a table down there, which are like my extra ones. I've got a ton of boxes behind, well, not behind me, but in front of me there, which are just filled of extra All Engines Go items that I'll probably put up the loft soon too. Because like, I don't need 4 All Engines Go Donalds on me at once, because I've got about 6 of them now from like lots I've bought off of places. Absolutely wild. And people tell me that Donald's apparently rare. No, he's not. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Donald is not rare. He maybe at one point was, but if I've got like 6 of them, they can't be.
6, 7.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting cancelled for that joke. Anyway, so obviously we'll show you around the boxes. We've obviously got what you can buy. We've already torn him apart. He's already been taken off our hit list because we've killed him. We got Whiff as well. Who looks very silly. And obviously he's got the same hit list on the back of him, which we've already taken care of him. So, of course, our round 2 will be these guys, and obviously because the reason why I'm not looking at Mavis, Scruffy, and Thomas wins the lottery in this video is because I've actually surprisingly not got Mavis or Scruffy at hand at the minute. Let me rub my eyes, I'm getting sore. I've not got them at hand at the minute, unfortunately. Any of my extras, because I do have one, a Scruffy that I converted to be an original Taken play when I was like, what, 16 I think. Yeah, so I do have stuff of them. I've also got the Taken play Mavis, the Airto Mavis, the Tommy Mavis, I've got the Tommy Scruffy, but none of them are on me at the minute, so I can't actually look at them in comparison. I'll see if I can maybe go crawling through the trenches and see if I can get them, but in time for the video, which I'll hopefully have done before Monday. But anyway, so we have Whiff, Salty, and we have Charlie today. And obviously these are free, but I do have toys to compare them with. Specifically Take and Play toys to compare them with. Or to compare them with. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, that was unfunny that time. It wasn't as funny as earlier. Anyway. So, who should we look at first today? You know what, let's look at Charlie, because ladies first, of course. So anyway. Charlie. Charlie's now female. I don't know how this is going to work. We don't know if Charlie's going to be like trans female or if Charlie's like female from the start in this universe. Either way, I'm okay with anything because, like, let's be real. I like diversity. See, like, I don't mind any of this. In fact, I honestly am very open to all of this. I'm open to Charlie being female or, like, Salty or Whiff being female if they wanted to. I don't mind. Because after all, a lot of this, children from this generation could probably relate to with, like, you know, that kind of thing. I'm trying to watch what I say here. I don't want people to accuse me of something I'm not. I support everybody. See, as long as you're not going as your way to harm anybody, I don't have a problem with you as a person, honestly. You have to do something really stupid to get me to hate you. That's all I'll say. So obviously, I like diversity and we like accepting people here. Everybody's welcome here. When we look at Hero, or I heard Young Ba might be out before the end of the year. I have a little song that I've wrote, and we're going to sing it when it's time. Because we're going to call it the acceptance song. I'm going to pull my guitar out from the loft, and we'll sing it together. Because obviously, the world's full of evil, but we can add some light to it, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, okay. Did that drop Charlie? I just realised Charlie has a big crack right there. Totally Thomas, I want my money back. Oh, I totally Thomas that last time when I tried to get a few extras certain items and thought I was being sly. You know, whenever I'm thinking about it, they said one per customer. I could have asked like one of my friends or something to like if they could order them and I'd transfer them the money and they could give me my parcel. Because then I could have gotten two of everybody, but like that's very naughty if I did that. But anyway. Totally Thomas still hasn't gotten them in, but they've got a Hero in, so that's something. But I don't care to buy Hero off of there, considering that Smith has him listed now, so we're just gonna wait until he's there at Smith's. My Smith's is like redone the place up, so like the Thomas section's now a lot bigger. And everybody's organised by character. I went yesterday and my jaw dropped. I was impressed. It doesn't take a lot to impress me. I'm sure as a lot of people know. I'm the same guy who was dead impressed by the Mattel Bob the Builder 2015 toys. Like, it doesn't take a lot to impress me. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, so Charlie, enough blabbering. Charlie actually has a pretty looking face, though. Let's be real. Because a lot of these faces will pull out as Salty's, because like Salty's one I genuinely looked at when I opened my parcel and saw that face. He looks worse in person. Charlie actually looks really nice. I genuinely don't mind if that's how Charlie looks in the show, in the final show. Of course, we don't know for sure because like there's like 20 different designs for Thomas at the minute. The really helpful engine should confirm this. Come on, really helpful engines. Be helpful and come out. Come on. Anyway, let's get this open then. There we go. So here we have Charlie. Now, right off the bat, she's very light. Like, she almost weighs a nothing. It's like a nothing sandwich. In fact, let me think, what is something I can compare the weight to? I was going to say maybe an Airto Feodor tugboat. I was looking up at the side of me there. I think Airto Feodor tugboat's heavier, and Airto Feodor tugboat's about that size. But, yeah, obviously we got her number 14. Her cab's not opened, which I've come to expect at this point. I just expect to be a minimum of 2 days, honestly, so I'm not disappointed. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Look, it's like a little soft bit at the back. That looks kind of pretty, actually. I like that. But Charlie's obviously got her plastic rivet and then a metal one. Says Charlie underneath. 2026 Galen. Yeah, I can see my reflection in the magnet because I'm very handsome looking. Charlie's face looks, it doesn't look as pretty as it does in the box even. I wish this smile was more open. But I'm very impressed by it. I wish the bumper was painted red. But I believe the reason why they don't paint the bumpers or like the buffers or blah 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 is because I think it's because this is the same part as the magnet, and if they printed it, it could go onto the magnet. I think that's what the problem is. Well, obviously Charlie has NWR now instead of Charlie's name. Which answer me this: how comes Brett Cobb Ruddle is allowed to have Sodor Airways written on the side of him, but Charlie can't get her name on the side of her? What logic is that? How is Brett Cobb allowed English text, but Charlie isn't? Obviously, like, Rose is the same with the NWR lettering, which is nice, and I'm glad that carried over. But anyway, I have here at the side of me a taking place Charlie, so we can see what changed and obviously what didn't. I mean, our magnet works, which is good. Obviously, that's impressive how they gave it, like, give Charlie even opened windows. Yeah, so the back looks very similar. There's obviously less curvature. I prefer the curvature and I prefer the build of this one, body wise, because I really like how much detail went into taking place early. Which I'm only just realising, she's got some red on there. I don't know if you can see that on her. She's got like red piping, which this Charlie doesn't have, but I believe that is accurate to Charlie, how before he had like the red. So she's getting a point for that over this because I like when things have like detailing. The funnel's a lot bigger in this, which looks a whole lot nicer and prettier, honestly. Her little headlamp looks very nice, which I cannot say about him. But he is like almost completely metal. Even the smoke box is made of metal, I think. Yeah, it looks to be. There's cracks on him, but can indicate. No. But my Charlie, he can do something very cool. Are you ready? His face can twist. I don't know how well we can see that. I've done up a lot of my taking place, but I've not done up Charlie's yet. Maybe I'll give him an alternative face where it's got like the 2026 one because I like the 2026 one. I like what they've done with Charlie because like I'm gonna be a big Charlie supporter. I just feel like I'm like Nia's biggest fan. Well, maybe not the biggest fan, but I'm up there. I'm certainly up there. Oh, huh? Wait. Look, there's like a little like nub there. Do you see that? It's Charlie meant to be like that. Is that like something about Charlie or? Because there's a little nub. I don't know. It's not on the other side. Look. It's like a little lump. I wonder where that's there for. Is that maybe where like you open up to get into a sandbox? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we got that on the roof, which is the roof and the boiler, which is the same. Oh, I just realised, and now I hate the top of her. She's not got her white striping going up there. Maybe she's not like that anymore. Because I need to remember, some of these design changes, that might actually be how they are in the new show. Because obviously it's not going to be the same as the Thomas I knew, obviously. But obviously, in essence, Charlie has hardly changed in terms of design. Which is nice. But we're going to put Charlie to the side now. We're going to put Charlie's packaging to the side now. I'm going to keep these boxes. I kept all of the boxes I've opened so far. We might try and do something extra funny, and we might try and list them And if I do this, the money will go straight to charity, so I'm not being a scumbag. But I've been seeing people actually like charging $20 for like Toby's box. Like, come on, pal, let's not do that. That's a bit scummy. Oh, $20 for Toby's box, when I can just go down to Smith's Toy Superstores and get the box for $4.50 and the train. Like, let's not play games like that, people. Anyway, we have next Whiff. I was very excited to get into Whiff because I like those glasses. I'm very easy to please, as I said. But I don't know if any of you guys grew up on Jungle Junction. There were a zebra in Jungle Junction, and I remember the toy of her. She had the glasses that looked just like this. I don't know if they're the same because obviously I don't think I have the Jungle Junction. I found one in a charity shop and I bought it for a laugh. It was Zutter, I think her name was. Yeah, the pig. I've hardly got anything to go off of this. I've watched a few episodes with my brother to poke fun of it at an older age. But yeah. All I'll say is Jungle Junction doesn't really hold up very well at this age. But yeah, let's tear into Whiff. Oh, I just realised you got a tail lamp. No. I just realised you had a tail lamp. Well, that's nice. Anyway. There we go. So we have Whiff box here. It's all creased now. And here we have Whiff. Do the glasses shift? Are we expecting them to shift? So they appear to be made out of like a rubbery plastic. Yeah. So Whiff still with number 66, which is nice. He's got his tail lantern. He's not got a head lantern, which is the same as Charlie. Because I've noticed a trend across all of these new trains. Everybody seems to have a head lantern now. Because Emily had one, I saw the photos of her. Who else didn't normally have it? Can I look down at my floor and see? Oh, is everybody laying out? No. Yeah, but a lot of them have head lanterns, and obviously, like, I've converted ones like James and Henry and all of that. Well, Henry didn't have a head lantern. But James did, and I cut his off because the real James to me doesn't have a head lantern. But anyway, we're not talking about that, we're talking about Whiff. The Whiff has some lovely detailing, I don't know if you can see there, but the line work's done correctly. Whiff has like safety valve, which is nice, it's painted. Whiff has the two whistles. That was my worst imitation of Whiff whistle, or try again. That's the best you're going to get it to me. We've got the co-load, which looks very delectable. I don't know if that's the correct word, but it looks like I could eat that co-load. That's probably the weirdest thing I've ever said. Somebody better make a video of me out of context at some point, because that will definitely be in there. We've got Whiff's wheels, which don't let my fingers play tricks on you, because those wheels are all the same size. Those two there and those there. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's because I'm so used to all engines go Whiff now, but he's got a big traction wheel now, which is like, if I push that up, that probably matches the size of it. I can't remember if all engines go Whiff all of these. I know the toy, it's the same size, all of these wheels. But I can't remember if in the actual show you had like the big traction wheel and the front wheels were smaller. I don't know. I'll pull up an image and I'll correct myself. Because obviously I watched the first 52 episodes on repeat. I didn't really watch too many of the later ones in full. So like I'm not that familiar with this design. But there you go, there's the top view of him. He's not got any boiler bandage, but I don't think... All engines go he had boiler bands, I'm sure, but the boiler bands were only like there, I think, it's Whiff. I don't think he had them all the way along the top. Oh, I could be wrong in that. In fact, no, he might have actually. I'm such a fake fan. Oh, what's underneath? He has like 2 metal rivets, and he's dated the 20th week of this year, which is the same as Charlie, which I forgot to mention earlier. But yeah, he rolls really nicely. We're going to buckle Charlie on to him. I don't know what people say about the magnets not being good because like you can hold their weight. Now obviously, the side of me, I don't know where his face went, but I'll probably take him off and put him on my main take and play with, which I can't find at the minute. I looked. We can change. We can see what they've changed and what they've kept. So, first off, he's already looking more or less the same. I mean, obviously there's smaller things that are missing. You got like the boiler bandage continues all the way around the window, which it doesn't on this. But you just have like 2 little rivets if that's anything. That's anything to make us happy. His number seems to be a lot bigger now. His coal box seems to be smaller in that sense. That looks really good, but yeah. So he's obviously got less coal storage in terms of diecast. Yeah, look, there we go. So I don't know if the boiler bandage actually continues all the way along, but I remembered it was on the front of his boiler he had some. And oh wait, no, he does have it. He does have it. He's got that there, which is like, I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna pretend to know what that is, but he does have it, but it's just not coloured. It's just moulded into him, which is something I suppose. And the wheel sizing is the same. Yeah, so you could hypothetically swap the chassis, which I might end up doing. Because I like that wider looking width. Oh, his little like safety valve used to be up in like a circular bit. I don't know if you can see there. This is up in like a rectangular bit. But anyway, let's continue. He's more of like an olive green now. He's interesting. And obviously because I'm extra lucky and I was given this. Here's I'll put the box to the side. Here's the all English go with for comparison. Which there we go, yeah look. So his dome isn't gold anymore. Which that's a style choice all English go went with, I believe. He looks a lot bigger than the all English go one, but that's because his old dome is like a small engine. Which is fair enough, honestly, because what else are you meant to do with width? His coal load is like spewing out the top. He's got the yellow bands. This one looks more visually appealing, but that's because it's all engines go. Of course it does. They were made to be visually appealing, is what I'm trying to say. Or visually appalling if you're an all engines go hater. There's Whiff's face, and he can be looking at the 2026 when he goes, "Hey, pal! Percy, there's a snowstorm coming, and if those ducks don't leave soon, things will be bad."
Percy, there's a snowstorm coming, and if these ducks don't get out of here before it arrives, it will be bad.
It sounds so threatening. I love what's his name pronounced? Like, Pingu or whatever. Pingu. Anyway, his performance is like spot on, but he's missing the actual housing on this new one. But yeah, I like the proportions of him. Is what I would say to this. Overall, Whiff's a very incredible model. I like him. He might be one of my favourites of this assortment. Now, this video's going on far too long now, but we have here our last item, Salty. Poor old Salty! Oh, this is probably up at like 25 minutes now. But anyway, we got Salty, who's very big looking. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. But yeah, let's get into him. There we go. I could have opened them off camera there. Whoopsies. But we'll put the box to the side and. Ahoy there, me hearties! I'm Salty! I couldn't find my talking take and play, unfortunately. I do have the talking one. I do have the talking one of a lot of them, actually. Well, yeah, he's got 2 metal rabbits underneath. He's the 20th book of the year. Salty. He's got the big bumper, which has painted buffers, but that's because that is a separate piece to the magnet. The magnet seems to be moulded into the footplate. Which is interesting. Interesting. Sorry for the awkward pausing there. I just realised I had another salty at the side of me, but I forgot to grab. But yeah. So salty is like really tall. Like we'll get him next time shortly. You'll see exactly what I mean. In fact, no, he looks about the same size actually. I don't know why I thought he was bigger. But obviously salty, which there we go. The bar's already been lowered now. Why couldn't you give him the back printing? I would have rather that you had like no buffer printing if it meant your budget could go to the back detailing, even if it meant the head lantern wasn't, the tail lantern even wasn't painted. But salty has is like little I don't know if those are Kekron stripes or whatever they're called. I just realised there's like some gunk on them. There we go. Oh, very fast toot. Anyway, so you've got little horn up the top there. He actually weighs pretty heavy. Like, if you have Diesel, he weighs about the same as him. For those who don't know, because Wave 2 has only just started hitting the rest of the world. Look out, because Wave 2 is falling. Try not to get hit by it. Anyway, we'll put him next to Whiff. My nose is very itchy today, like the tip of it. So yeah, okay, right, he looks rather tiny next to Whiff. As in, like, Whiff looks very tiny next to Salty. There we go. The box just fell, whoopsies. He's got his number on the side of him, which is 2991. The 911 even, more like. He's got his salty face there. It looks better in the toy actually than how it does in that box because ugh. Something I'm disappointed by is his teeth, because I wish he had the funny looking teeth he used to have. Can't have everything we want in life, unfortunately, but I wish we could have gotten Salty with his like silly little teeth. I've heard people complaining about that part, but that's a guilty pleasure. I really like that look. Maybe he's like that in the new show. A lot of you guys are whinging, crying, complaining, when we must remember that some of these changes might actually be how they look in the new show. I mean, maybe in the show it might not look aesthetically as aesthetically pleasing as it does in the toy. But we need to remember that, like, we don't know how the characters look yet. Because, like, Mattel, and this is kind of really, like, getting to me now. You still haven't released a trailer. We just got the title drop for the film yesterday. You still haven't released a trailer. I think the toys were designed before the actual character assets were at this point. That's the vibe I'm getting. But anyway, I've heard like people complaining that the rim of the hat is not black. Yeah, it does suck, but I don't mind honestly. Still salty. And we'll whip out the All Engines Go one, which is at the side of me. I completely forgot I had him beside me. So we can see what changed and what didn't between them. And so far, well, we've got his little vents there. We've got the door there. I don't know if you can see the door. Yeah, so we've got the door detailing there. Get it into the light. There we go. You've got this door there. Right, so far it looks pretty accurate. Oh, okay. So the number is up there where Salty's name used to be. I just clocked that, and the number, is it the same number? Yeah, it's the same number, but it's on Salty's door. And obviously that has the back detailing. And obviously, like, the bumper board bit is grey with like the bumpers painted yellow with the rust detailing. I would have liked it if they detailed it with rust, but then again, as I keep saying, we don't know if rust. We don't know if Salty's still like that anymore. Yeah. I know somebody's going to be angry with me for saying these things, but you know what? I'm used to it. I'm used to feeling made like I'm not worth anything to anybody because I like this new show. The hand railings, obviously All Engines Go removed the doors, so the hand railings look a bit more silly on them. He's got his little exhaust. He's got his little exhaust up there, but it's not painted. It's smaller now. He's missing like the little like dippets there on the top of him. Well, I don't think Salty had them before, but I could be very wrong in that. And obviously we've got Salty's name printed underneath. Yeah, Salty. Very nice, very nice, very nice. And I think I prefer that face over this, but this face doesn't look bad to me. And just because I can, here's my take and play one. This is the original one that I did up for TRA purposes, and obviously it's going to remain unused because I'm getting a different Salty model. I think I might just end up putting that body onto, well, obviously doing them up quite a bit, maybe. Because I kind of like Salty being bigger than the others, because Salty's really tall in the original, so remember. My name is Salty. But yeah, I added like fake rust and stuff all over them. I'm really proud of how the bumper bit looks, especially. But like, it's starting to get paint worn, as you can see there. Like, really paint worn, and then I've like weathered the top of them. I did rust to like the hand railings, but it somehow rubbed off most of it. I don't know if you can see that there. Like, speaking of, Salty does not have his hand railings up there anymore. Yeah, the number has moved, and he's got Salty's name at the back. The exhaust pipe's always been on the one side. And all engines go, I believe it was in the middle of them. In the actual show, I don't know why the toy put it to the side. Yeah, but you can see what changed and what didn't. Obviously, like, a lot of the later models that taking place also started giving them the accurate bumper. Because this is just like a slight alteration of Thomas's, I believe. Which is always done my head in. There we go, and the face comes off. So you can see what's behind it. In fact, let's put the faces side by side a minute. Yeah, so you can see what they've got right and what they've got wrong. Yeah, but that face is a bit bigger, but like then again, it's for the new show. It's not meant to be that salty. There we go, his face is back on him. So ultimately, what is my verdict on? Let me try and hold them all up at once. What is my verdict on all of these models? Should you go out and get them? Well, in comparison to the older previous incarnations of Thomas the Tank Engine toys, if you look at that, I think maybe. That is, if you're like a collector that's new, so you're a collector of everything Thomas, which obviously I am. I'm quite into my Thomas the Tank Engine, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. The magnets do work very well. Don't you listen to a lot of those reviews, because look at that. Yeah, so a lot of the magnets do work. People are like really like starting to get under my skin, and they're just looking for things to cry about at this point with the new show. I think all of you guys are only complaining about the quality control as hard as you do, and like complaining over really small things, because I saw somebody got like Scruffy's box, like Thomas and Scruffy, and Scruffy truck was facing the opposite direction to how he's meant to. People were complaining about that. I think people are just looking for things to complain about at this point. Like, once you've opened it, it's just like not a factory error anymore. So I don't know why people are like complaining as much as they are. But anyway, if they had more things to talk about with this new show, maybe there wouldn't be as many. Then again, about 80 characters have been announced for this so far. Like, my brother has been keeping count. That feels a bit unrealistic, doesn't it? I reckon only about 20 or 30 at most are going to be seen in the first season. That's going to be really overwhelming. I hope most of them don't speak until the second series, if that's the case. But anyway, we've got Charlie, we have Salty, and we have Whiff. Now, I recommend these personally, but that depends if you actually like want the new style formatted taking place. If you don't, well, completely valid. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that you're wrong. Because of course you're not wrong. You're not wrong to hate this reboot either. When you are wrong, it's like when you're purposely trying to dig dirt onto the people that work on it and stuff. Because obviously a lot of the errors people have been getting, some of them have been genuine hazards, I will admit. Like the Thomas and Scruffy somebody bought where like the face was falling off of Thomas. That should be called out, yes. But if you're complaining about backwards box, or I've been seeing a lot of people starting to do this game where they've been tagging Mattel and stuff and like going, I got the wrong train in the box, Well, that is a fake error. Please do not do this. Please do not tag the actual company and make them think that they've done something wrong. People say that, you don't care. Well, guess what? I know people behind the scenes that do care. I have connections to people at this company. I know some of these people personally. Right? I know about 5 of them personally. What's happening isn't nice. Because they're humans too, remember, just like us. And yeah, the quality control isn't the best in certain areas. But that's no reason to shame them, honestly. But anyway, I'd like to thank you for spending about 40 minutes of your time with me today. We will be looking at Mavis, Scruffy Truck, and Thomas wins the lottery in our next video. But until then, thank you for your time. I could have put them back neatly. There we go. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, thank you.